Holy shit! It's been a minute since we've done one of these, Aaron.
I know. I know. It's been a long time. Got to get the dust off. Put some grease in the joints. We here.
We're here.
We are here.
Everybody, come on, let's get down. Get down.
See, a little rusty there. I played a 30-second countdown. Didn't mean to do that.
That was long.
It was long, dude. 30 seconds in like 5 hours.
Seriously.
Look
Holy
at
cow.
you! Look at you in fighting shape.
Yeah, man. Trying to stay healthy. Stay in the moment, present.
Present in the moment.
Present in the moment. So
Well, it's been a while. It has been a year since we've really done this.
seriously. It
Literally,
has been literally over a year.
over a year.
And it's
Yeah.
been a year.
So, well, we've had a lot going on, but we're back.
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking about rebranding this thing forever. And we have a
Yes.
name for the show, the Yeehaw and Yankee Show, which I think is very cute and clever. But there's a change that's transpiring here that
Yeah.
it doesn't change who you are,
No,
Yeah.
no.
but you're moving to Texas.
I am moving to Texas. I'm moving to Houston.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's coming fast. I'll be there within the end of July. But you can take the boy out of New York. You can't take the New York out of the boy. And
No, you'll be a New Yorker in Texas. That's what you're going to be.
seriously, it's funny. I was having this conversation with my son, and he's like, Daddy, my friends say I have an accent. I'm like, dude, you have an accent. You have a Long Island accent. And he's like, how do you know? And I'm like, there's one. He says it every morning. He wakes up in the morning. He goes to. I'm not going to say Alexa because it's like right behind me, and she'll start talking. But he'll be like, "What's the weather? What's the weather in Levittown, New York? What's the forecast?" And I'm like, "Dude, what do you? Oh my god!" So, anyways,
Yeah,
So I'll be in the sweatbox.
you'll be in the sweatbox. And I just moved back to Dallas from Houston, but we'll be about 3.5, 4 hours away from one another versus.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Well,
we'll
that's-
see each other more frequently in person.
Well, yeah, we will. I like it. I'm gonna miss you when I'm in New York, though.
I mean, I got to be in New York like once a quarter or so. So
Yeah.
for work. But like I said, I'll try to bring as much New York with me as I can.
There you go. Well, you're moving to a melting pot. I think Houston will be better for you than even if, let's say, that you move to Dallas.
Yeah,
It's just it's even more of a melting pot.
yeah, seems that
You
way.
know, it just is, and I think you'll find your niche quick.
Cool.
Loving it. Let's talk a little. Let's geek out a little bit here. So I want to start with Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Have a larger conversation about the DCU, but Supergirl specifically is bombing at the box office, like
Pretty bad.
catastrophically bombing.
Yeah, 38 million opening weekend.
That's
domestic.
horrendous domestic numbers.
That way lower than projections. I think they were projecting 40, 50 million.
Yeah, somewhere in that 50 range.
Uh,
Why, dude? It's not. Look, here's the deal. It's not a bad film at all. In fact, I like it. I think it's a B minus.
that's what the cinema score is.
Yeah, but B minus.
I don't listen to that shit.
Cinema score is weird, man, because like B minus is super negative. And I always have to remind myself of that. Like, really, when has B minus been super negative? Because we grew up thinking grades at school, and you do a B minus, but B minus and cinema score is not good.
Yeah.
But she's
Look,
like
man.
it's 78, 80% audience score in Rotten Tomatoes. I mean,
I thought it
So-
was fine. I thought it was. But I took my kids. I asked my kids the question. I said, "I'm gonna like literally as we're walking at the theater. I've got a super question for you." And they're like, "What? Which one did you like more, Supergirl or Superman?" and they're like Supergirl, and I was like, really? I thought there was more to Superman, but maybe it's because it was fresh for them. But you know what it was? I think it was the action. I think they were caught up in the spectacle of her like kicking ass like throughout the film. Whereas like you don't really see that in Superman because that's not really Superman's like saving people. Whereas like she's killing dudes. You know what I mean? Like she's throwing people through walls. Like she's being what you would expect a overpowered, god or goddess to be like. But they enjoyed it, and that makes me happy.
Yeah, because it is enjoyable. It has a generic villain, and that there's no doubt about that. It's got some weird pacing, but it's not terrible.
Yeah,
I hope you can't hear that. There's somebody doing yard work right
I
outside.
could hear it.
You could hear that? Oh,
Sorry,
wonderful.
I mean, you'll hear helicopters in no time.
Nothing we can do about it. We're not in our
No, I don't have a soundproof room.
No. In fact, I still don't have my aesthetic because I just recently moved. Yeah. I don't have my shelf put out with all my stuff up, but I've got. Where is it? There we go.
There it is.
I've got a. Yep, that Yoda puppet's good. My
Vader helmet.
Oh yeah, your Vader helmet. Which is dope. It is.
I mean, and it's shit is worth a lot of money. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. But at the end of the day, with Supergirl, coming back to that first, to wrap this conversation up, I feel like it deserved better, though. It's no one's. It's not that people are rejecting it. I got to be careful how I phrase this because I'll phrase it wrong. It is being rejected, but it's not like people are going to see it and not liking it necessarily.
They're just critics not into it at all.
They're just not going to see it. They just flat out rejected it.
So this is the thing we've been texting a lot about, and I feel like the big box franchises are in trouble.
All right, you're dropping that bomb. You did it.
No, I do. I mean, I think with the exception of kids films. So yeah, I'm concerned about Star Wars. Like with the exception of kids films, if it's not geared for kids specifically. It's a big franchise. Like I'm worried about Doomsday. I think Doomsday is going to be fine, but I am worried about it to some extent. I think Spider-Man's different. I think Spider-Man has always been a juggernaut at the box office on its worst day. But if we're looking at what's happening, I also think audiences are being very picky about what they want to go see over the summertime, and that's not a new trend, but. You look at things like The Backrooms, you look at Michael, you look at Obsession. These films are making way more money than these big, shiny, like fluff pieces. These traditional summer blockbuster films. Masters of the Universe tanked. Supergirl is tanking. What's the Mandalorian Grogu tanked. The Spielberg film isn't doing well. All of the things that you'd expect, 10 years ago to have done exceptionally well in the box office are kind of shit in the bed.
Well, let's hit pause on that for a second. Let's come back to that because I want to wrap up something with the DCU and Supergirl, and then I want to jump to this because it's a natural segue. Here's my concern about Supergirl bombing. Okay, I'm a huge Batman fan, and I'm really into this Matt Reeves crime saga. I love the Batman. I love the Penguin. Like, so far, so amazing. And I'm afraid that there's going to be a DCU Batman now with this. I know that the plan is always to have it, but I think now with Supergirl flopping, there's no doubt about it that there's going to be a Batman. Yeah. And John Campea was just on camera recently saying that he knows who the new Batman is. Now, take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, I don't find him to be. He's not. To me, he's not like a bullshit scoop artist. Okay, he's got his little niche that he does.
Oh, Campea.
And some people find him super annoying. Others like him. Whatever.
He's an interesting fellow.
I'm not here to say either way. I'll just say this: but I don't know him to be a liar.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that that's who he is. And so, and that's what I'm concerned about, because I don't personally want a DCU Batman coming out right in the middle of Matt Reeves' crime saga. I don't want anything to water that down, and I'm afraid that it potentially could.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about this. I don't think Matt Reeves is going to get his third film.
Oh, absolutely, he will.
I
You watch. I'm gonna mark my words. You ready? I'm gonna say something bold. The Batman Part 2 is gonna do $1 billion.
I mean, I'm sure that.
I bet it does. It has so much goodwill from the first film, and the Penguin was such.
Yeah, but
it was so good.
$1 billion.
That's
for
the
a Batman film, like
well,
a new one. Like again, that
all-
just challenges my theory. I don't know. Maybe 700 million. Maybe.
That's what the Batman did. It'll do more than the Batman. So even if it does 800, 900, and it gets relatively close to $1 billion, it's still going to be a huge film.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge. And there's so much goodwill going to it. It reminds me a lot of The Dark Knight, where Batman Begins really wasn't.
No, you're right. It didn't light the world on fire.
It didn't light the world on fire from box office perspective, but people loved it. And then it had its whole second life on DVD and everything else.
I think if he keeps the Batman shorter than the Batman, sure. The Batman was a little long-winded. I don't mind it. I think the Batman is actually more watchable than another 3-hour film, which is Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, I like watching the Batman more than I like watching Spider-Man No Way Home. But overall, it's going to sound stupid, but like I prefer Spider-Man No Way Home because it's just like a fun, it's a mix of everything versus like the Batman.
I think I love them both equally. Yeah. So that's just why, but that's where I stand.
One's,
so
a $1 billion, like almost a $2 billion movie.
Well, to be fair, now this is I get the subtitles
and the era of the distribution, like when those movies were released, is very different because the Batman was released like just post COVID, where people were still kind of like, do I want to go to the theater?
Well, even more so, and it still did as well as it did. But Spider-Man, this is the one that has all three of them in it, right?
Yeah, there's
no way out. I mean, listen, that's lightning
to me. It's like
that's lightning in a bottle. But I'll tell you what,
we'll see if they do it again.
I doubt they do those numbers again, but it's going to be $1 billion film.
Wait, you're talking about Spider-Man?
Yeah,
dude, I think Spider-Man, the new one, Brand New Day, is going to do better than No Way Home.
I don't think so. I think it doesn't matter. I think it's gonna
crush. But whatever.
It's gonna fucking crush.
So back to your point about about a new Batman being introduced for the DCU. I don't want a comic
booky Batman in the middle of Matt Reeves' crime saga.
I don't either, and I think it'll just confuse audiences in general. Like I think actually the Batman could be risky in of itself because of the current DCU thing, but like I think they're just gonna let it ride. Maybe they kind of call it something else, like a
Black Label.
Yeah, something like that, because James Gunn's approach has been like, well, we're just gonna do whatever, if it's a good script, we're just gonna greenlight it and we're gonna make it happen. Like Clayface, my kids saw the trailer. By the way, the trailers for Supergirl were like rated R. She's very weird.
Yeah.
Very, very odd. So Clayface trailer popped up and scared the shit out of my children, which I thought was hilarious. I'm like, that's a Batman villain. And they're like, what? They're like, I don't want to see that. That looks so scary. And I'm like, exactly. But so then you have a movie like that, which could very well work in a Matt Reeves universe, but it's part of this new DCU thing. So I think that in of itself is confusing. And then they introduce a Batman in this world, you know what I mean? Like, tonality wise, it's like what?
I agree. That's what I'm concerned about, and I'm concerned about it even more now that Supergirl's flopping, because this is exactly what happened with the Man of Steel. Is that it was divisive. It did well at the box office, but it was really divisive, and critics hated it. Audiences weren't too crazy about it either. So what do? They run to Batman.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like we're going to get a repeat of that.
I think we are. I think and we were going to get into this on the phone, but I think they're going to make a a move where they're going to introduce or tease Batman, the DCU Batman in Superman Man of Tomorrow, because that's filming now. So I think there's going to be a reaction
I
to the
don't think
Supergirl film.
I don't think that it's out of the realm of possibility, especially with the campiest stuff.
And yeah, again, I mean, I think that's the thing. They're gonna do something, and if it's very similar to the way that they did with the Justice Gang, whatever they called it. Uh, they'll have something like that,
So I'm
or
going to
you'll
jump
see
back.
Bruce Wayne, something.
Yeah,
But
something.
he's gonna be there.
He's going to be
Without
there,
a doubt.
not just in the peripheral, but actually we'll see him in some capacity. So to come back full circle to your comment about being concerned about box office and large franchises, I think that's why the DCU is going to pivot towards Batman. And because remember, at one point in time, Michael Keaton was going to be like the new DCU Batman,
Right.
and then that all fell apart after the Flash, and then they didn't even release Batgirl, right? So there was always talk about Batman being more of a centric focus. Now, James Gunn's not necessarily alluded to that, but I think the writing's just on the wall. And I mean, Supergirl flopping like this is not good, man. You know, I was talking to Bill Ramey over at Batman on Film, and he said something to me that was very telling. He said, you know, these films, when they're connected like this, they all affect one another.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it. If one does not do well, decisions will be made on other films because of that. And he's absolutely correct. And that's where I think this is going, is that there's going to be a shift.
I mean, look at the Marvel story, right? Like, they were in this multiverse saga, and that didn't really. I mean, we're gonna get an end to that supposedly, but they're having to fix a lot of that shit now, and I think they tried to address it, but because of the way that they were structured, where there was, it's like Kevin Feige, but the directors aren't necessarily communicating with each other, and they don't really know what's being written and all of that stuff. And so there's kind of like misalignment between this and the next. Like, great example here is, WandaVision ended a certain kind of way, and then they had Multiverse of Madness, and they have the same character, but they feel very different because she doesn't, her motivations now are different in that film versus the way that she ended things on the show. That's because nobody was talking to each other, right? And so, what we're seeing now with Marvel is a reset, a soft reset, if you will. I think they're using Doom as a means to kind of blow everything up and fix and introduce characters that are a little bit more fresh, I guess, or newish. Like they're going to reboot all of that, like the X-Men and all that stuff. So we'll see. The DCU is, and I don't, maybe this is comic book movie fatigue. I don't know. We've talked about this for a minute. Like,
I don't. So with I think the Batman Part 2 is going to be huge. I don't like that it could get potentially somewhat watered down with a DCU Batman, but I still think that even if they go that route and do it, like I think they're going to, I still think there's just so much goodwill from the first film and the Penguin, it's going to be fine. Not ideal, but it'll be fine. Spider-Man's going to be. Even if I'm right and you're wrong on this assessment, I'm still saying $1 billion film. Make no mistake about it.
I agree with that. I think there are some outliers. Like I think Spider-Man. Like, I don't necessarily. It's funny because I don't necessarily feel all of that good juju for Doomsday. Now, maybe that's because Spider-Man's around the corner, and I can feel the excitement around Spider-Man starting to build up because they're doing stuff, and he's starting to pop up and play. Like, I was walking through the store, and he was like for like Spindrift. I'm like, oh, okay, or Poppy Soda, whatever that shit is called. And I'm like, oh, the marketing machine is on. They haven't turned it on for Doomsday, although there's lots of speculation that Marvel is purposefully leaking the footage that's been making the rounds and some of the images and stuff like that around, key moments in the film, specifically revealing Doom and the rest of the X-Men and some of the new Avengers and stuff like that, as a means to get their marketing stuff churning without actually spending any money, which I think is brilliant. But I have a question. So do you think that Matt Reeves definitely gets his third film?
Yes, of course it will.
But then there's two things, right? You don't think that James Gunn is going to hold, and Peter Safran, they're going to hold onto Batman in the DCU. They're going to run two Batmans concurrently.
That's probably what they're going. That's probably what they're going to do.
It's successful.
It's insane, but that's the route it looks like they're going.
That's ridiculous.
So, and maybe with Batman, maybe he's more of a glorified cameo in these projects up until Matt Reeves is done, and then James Gunn does some kind of solo film after.
Yeah, it's supposed to do Brave and the Bold, right? Like
after the Matt Reeves story is told. So maybe they go that route and it helps a little bit, but at least he's there to help with some marketing. I don't know.
I'll be honest. I think Matt Reeves gets a second film. I think the reason why he took so damn long outside of being sick or doing whatever personal stuff, I think he had to condense his 3-part film into 2.
No. I think we're gonna get a trilogy. Plus,
I hope you have some sort of insight, because
I don't have it. And no insight. Here's the deal. The second film's going to come out, and it's going to do $800 to $1 billion. It's going to be critically acclaimed. Fans are going to love it. There's no way they're not going to let him finish the story.
This guy, you better go play the lotto.
No, that's exactly right. Now you're because you're also concerned about some of these franchises from 20,000 feet, right?
Yep.
Oh, I lost you.
Yeah, my audio just dropped. What happened?
I can still hear you, but it's just very echo. Oh, whoo.
Hold on. You can probably hear me through the MacBook. Is that fine?
It's just real echoey.
Okay. Hold on. For some reason, my microphone just died on me for whatever. Let me just unplug it and plug it back in.
So as you're doing that, I'll keep the show rolling here.
Yeah, go for it.
And so you're concerned about a larger issue with blockbuster films and huge franchises. That sounds terrible. Hello?
Can you hear me? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. Just leave it at that. That'll work.
We just had to plug and redo.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Hey, we're doing it live. This is live. We're doing it live. So you're concerned about franchises. I don't hold that feeling. Look, let's talk about Star Wars. Let's shift gears a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a Ryan Gosling film around the corner, and he's a huge star. And Star Wars has never relied on huge stars to carry a film for them or show or anything ever. To the contrary, they cast ambiguously. Right. But I think that with what's this film that he has out right now?
Starfighter. You mean Hail Mary?
Hail Mary.
Wait.
Thank you.
No.
Hail Mary. I think with the success of that film, and he's in another sci-fi. Do we call Star Wars sci-fi? Sure. Film that'll help carry it, and he's a name and he's a star. There's a lot of people that'll come see that film because he's in it. So I think they're going to be fine there. And then I think they shift to saga films, and they do them once a year. I don't think we're going to see any more solos or Mandos or one-off films for some time. But the thing is, though, the first time they did it was Rogue One, and it did $1 billion.
Yeah.
But they also used Vader in the marketing.
Now
it deserved it because it's phenomenal. But I'm just saying, it's not like they haven't had any success doing something that wasn't not in the saga timeline, but a saga film, an episodic film, if you will. But I do think they're going to go back to doing episodic films, and I think Christmas is going to be their release date. And I think they're going to be fine. I think that Mando and Grogu is going to blow up on Disney Plus, so it'll find an audience there because it's a fun, good story, and people will watch it from home and they'll. But
it's the same thing that's happened in Supergirl. It's like everyone that went to go see it had a great time, with it, and now it's like, and the word of mouth I think was decent, was way better in my opinion than Supergirl. But yet people still didn't turn out to go see it because I think it's an insular story. It doesn't. There's nothing associated to the saga films, so to speak. I think the other challenge here is that it doesn't have any real connection to Skywalker, to Vader, and I'm not saying that that's necessary because I think Star Wars is over-indexed on Skywalker for a very long time, naturally, because that's the foundation of the stories. But I think there's a lot more that they could do with it. I don't think Mando and Grogu was the swing that they intended to make. Starfighter hopefully may be it, and to your point, Gosling is hot in more ways than one, and that might turn the ladies out to Star Wars. I don't know. I'm not overly optimistic about it because I don't know shit about it.
I don't think it's going to do. I don't think it's going to be $1 billion film. I just think it's going to. I think it's going to do well and have a respective performance, and then they get back to doing episodic films.
Yeah, I mean, even with the episodic films, I feel like they're at a crossroads because I don't know if Daisy Ridley lights the world on fire. I don't know if John Boyega lights the world on fire, or Oscar Isaac. Like, to return to those folks.
All three of their films did over $1 billion, my friend.
That's all well and good, but I'm saying like there's been some time there, and I don't.
You don't make them necessarily the focus per se. You have new characters and that you're introducing, but they're also there, and it's kind of like
Leia and Han. Huh?
Yeah, but but not everybody dies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
The whole thing about that Disney killed off all three of the main characters. I just want to say something real quick. They killed off Han Solo, which Harrison Ford wanted that to happen.
He asked him to be killed off.
He asked to be killed off in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, he wanted to die.
He wanted to die. He thought that he served his purpose.
And Mark, and you know what? And Mark Hamill, like, fuck that guy because he like you. Every interview, it's a different Mark Hamill talking about a different Luke Skywalker. I didn't think Luke Skywalker should have done this. And like, shut, bro.
He's been doing that from the very beginning. He's been vocal about it for years. The original trilogy was that way. But
go to the dark side. Shut the fuck up, bro.
But listen, when you kill a Jedi, they're not dead. I mean, he was in the third film as a Force Ghost, so they can always bring him back as a Force Ghost.
Bad Force Ghost. Such a bad Force Ghost.
Such a great.
His wig was all fucked up. It was like,
wow, no.
You could tell that in The Force Awakens and in The Last Jedi, like, he was like, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna get myself into Jedi training, and then by the third film, he was like, I'm going back to eating these ho-hos and fucking ding-dongs.
All right. I don't know about all that. But that's the difference in you don't like Rise of Skywalker. I do. I think it's a fun romp. No. You know that it's 86% on audience score and Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't really give a shit.
No. I know, but I'm saying that you look at the discourse on the internet. And then you look at that. That's an interesting juxtaposition. That's all.
Yeah, because at the same time, look, at the end of the day, the most vocal people are people who love Star Wars, and they're going to vent and they're going to cry and they're going to scream about it on online channels, right? Mainstream audiences don't care like that. Just like, I had fun. That's great. Right. They rode horses on a Star Destroyer. That's cool. Meanwhile, I'm like, what the fuck? No. Ride horses? Like, can you breathe in space?
What? Why are horses not allowed in Star Wars?
I didn't say horses were not allowed. The horses riding on a ship is weird. Come on.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, moving on from that. But and then Carrie Fisher dies in real life,
Yeah,
man.
just
They were
got the shitty-
they were that was obviously unfortunate that we lost her, but it was unfortunate for
Yeah.
from a business perspective also for the trilogy.
I mean, but you know,
And they don't get enough.
they,
I don't think JJ gets enough credit for making her work in Rise of Skywalker.
I mean, doing what he did. Yeah. I mean, look, I follow the guys on. I think it was the Corridor Crew that were talking about this, and they talked about like how they used her, and like it was done well. Like
Yeah.
the story itself is, you know, whatever it is to be seen, whether it's good or bad, but the use of old footage and the rotoscoping and all that shit that they did to get her into that film was chef's kiss good.
Yeah, it was.
You know
It was
what I
great.
mean? But it happens a lot. You know, it happened in Gladiator. I forgot the guy that plays Proximo. He died midstream.
Yeah, but you can like just like with Ahsoka though, you can recast, but you can't recast her. Not especially you might can cast someone playing her younger and get away with that, like her
Yeah.
daughter, maybe.
Her daughter looks nothing like her. They need, like, you know who looks like her that I think is Millie Bobby Brown. I think Millie Bobby Brown looks like a young Carrie Fisher.
Oh, interesting. I need a Google image.
Do you not know you know who Millie Bobby Brown is?
Yeah, but I'm going. I can't really picture her though.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay, I'll do that. All right, so let's get close to wrapping this up. I think just to recap, Supergirl flopped at the box office. It deserved better, but it is what it is, and there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction to this, and they're going to run to Batman. That's my theory. The Batman Part 2 is going to be I think it's going to be brilliant. I think it's going to be very well received. I think it's going to do fantastic at the box office. I think he'll get another.
When is the movie's coming out in 27?
Yeah. So then I think he'll do another crime saga. They're not going to do another season of The Penguin. I'm glad they're not. Like, leave it alone. It was perfect. Had a perfect ending. Like, just leave it alone.
It's like The Watchmen.
But maybe. Oh, you know what? I didn't actually watch it, and I love the book, and I love the Zack Snyder film actually.
Watch The Watchmen by David Lindelof. That show on HBO was like wow.
Yeah, I need to watch it. I need to watch it. How close is it to the book?
It's different. It's after. It's like a sequel to the movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware of the timeline on it. Okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's as little as I know about it. Okay, perfect. I think Spider-Man is going to be a juggernaut.
That movie's going to kill.
It's going to
that movie's going to kill because it's got a lot of things going. Obviously, it's Spider-Man. I think there's a lot of, the Hulk, sure. But I think it's like the Daredevil thing that's happening where people are like all up on Daredevil at the moment because that show is really, really well received. So yeah. I think it's one of the rare instances where a television property could and will make a successful jump from TV to movie.
Well, all I know is that it's coming off one of the biggest comic book movies ever made, and it also looks really good.
Yeah,
I mean, it just does. Every piece of marketing I've seen so far is just brilliant.
And Tom Holland,
he's Spider-Man.
That kid is so good.
He's amazing.
I don't know. I liked all of the Spider-Man. I think they all have their place.
Yeah,
but there's something about Tom Holland that I'm like, dude, you're kind of. You got a little special glow to you, man.
He does, and he does so much of his own stunts too.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be coming off of the Odyssey, too. Yeah, like that kid might have an amazing summer. Seriously.
Yeah, for sure. So, so there's that, and then I think Star Wars is going to be fine. Now, listen, if Starfighter bombs, Houston, we have a problem. If the Ryan Gosling film and it just bombs, then I'm going to be calling you going, all right, I'm starting to share your concerns. I just don't think when does that come out? I think it's next summer. It's like next May, next June. It's like a year from now. Right? Let's look and see. Star Wars Starfighter. 2027 film. Starfighter is released May 28th. So less than a year. Hey, you're muted. Unmute yourself. It's like being on a Zoom call, man. You there? All right, Aaron. I think we lost you because you can't. You're Zoom. You're on.
There we go. I got it.
Haha.
Jeez.
Excuse
man.
me. All that.
You can't take me anywhere.
All
This
the
is what I was
technical.
talking about. I'm rusty.
Well, it's been a year, so I do a 30-second countdown as we are taping as opposed to prior. You're having technical difficulties. It's all good.
When is? Hold on. I wanted to check something quickly because I wanted to like guesstimate when we're going to get. Yeah. So here's the thing. When do you think we get our first trailer for Starfighter? In the winter?
Probably.
You think it's probably attached to Doomsday.
Probably
both Disney properties.
We'll get a Disney. I think that's we might even get a teaser trailer during Spider-Man. Just a teaser.
That'd be interesting.
But by Avengers for sure.
Yeah, full trailer.
At least a quasi teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope so. I think they got to turn that engine on fast. Yeah. It's done. Yeah.
I think we get our first look at Man of Steel sooner than later. Also.
Oh yeah. They gotta fix that.
I bet we do. I bet we get something.
They gotta fix that.
Call it a hunch.
Man of Tomorrow.
Man of Tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, tomorrow. All right, man. Any final thoughts as we wrap up here?
No, just be on the lookout for the new show. I know we talked a lot of shit, but it's got to happen. Because Rick and I love this shit, and we have a lot to say.
A lot to say.
We text a lot with two of our other buddies. We talk a lot of shit, and we got to get them on. We got to get those two guys on a show too.
We do for sure. When we launch the show, we'll do it. But,
yeah.
All right. So for now, it's still friends from work. So thanks for listening. Sorry it was a little bumpy, but
you guys
we're doing.
For the ride.
But we did it live. See you later.
Get down.